It's nice to be able to go to the talkback button as well. It's in a nice, clear voice. It's just digital messages people are sending us. Sometimes people will call on the after hours line. I was going through a whole bunch of after hours line calls. I don't know that there's one that I can use because obviously they're responding to a week of best of shows, because I was on vacation. So they're all, it's always interesting. I pretty much unplugged while we were in Mexico last week. I wasn't really on my phone that much, not really paying attention. And, but it is funny to see people responding to things and I don't know what's going on because there are a billion things that can happen within just one segment of a sum of show that we air, shows past when we're gone. I'll see places following me randomly, like businesses, and I'm like, why would that place be following me now on social media? I go, maybe somebody mentioned them or something, but a lot of times it's people responding to things that invariably happened years ago. And that's fun too, because people think that I'm dumb. Now, I am very dim in a lot of ways, but when people respond to things that we talked about years ago, as though we were just talking about them now, that's a particularly enjoyable form of entertainment for me. So, thanks. Your Cleveland Guardians, by the way, it's been a lot of back and forth with the Guardians. They get swept by the Giants, and then they sweep my White Sox, and then they get swept by the Yankees. And now they're playing late-night West Coast games. Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, those guys play for the Angels, right?
Yep.
Aren't both those guys on the Angels?
You are correct.
First of 4 tonight. These are 9:38 games here on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. 9:38 is your first pitch. First of 4 tonight. They'll do 3 nighttime games, and then the afternooner on Thursday against the Angels.
Ooh, a nooner. That sounds cute.
An afternooner. And then they'll play the A's, and they'll be back home here next week for a 6:10 pitch against the Padres of San Diego. That would be Mike Clevenger, I believe.
Correct.
And the San Diego Padres. So, listen, very, very exciting. I was just talking to a buddy of mine, a guy who used to be in the sales department at my station in Chicago, who will still keep in touch with me. He will still... He's an older guy, but he will write me these long emails a couple times a year. Hey, pal, how's it going? How's the family? Here's what's going on with us. And I have to set aside some time to respond to him because it's big, long, information-dense emails. But it's nice to hear from him. And he and his wife have family all over the country, and he will regale me with these tales of trips that they'll take. And, of course, as you all know, my responses to people are relatively succinct. Right? So he'll write me a big, long email, and I'll write back, cool. Sounds good. Send, No, I'll give him a little bit of detail, because he does make the effort. He does make that effort, yes, very much so. And the out of all the people that I would have thought that I'd still be in contact with from my now defunct Chicago radio station, he would be the last person that, for no reason other than the fact that, this was quite some time ago. I've been here a dozen years now. But he'll still write about his grandkids and ask how my kids are doing and blah, blah, blah.
There you go.
So that's all good. No, but in the time between when we went to Mexico and when we came back, they lifted the mask mandate. Mm-hmm. And so you'd see videos of people like mid-flight. And again, the happiest people had to be flight crews. These had to be the happiest people.
So you don't have to enforce it anymore.
Yeah.
You have to deal with crabby
You have to deal with you
people.
maniacs who can't handle your stuff. And so you'd see videos of them announcing mid-flight and people screaming and yelling and spitting all over the place and cheering on board. But 24 hours prior, because we were an international flight, 24 hours prior to leaving, we had to take COVID tests. Now, I will say this. I've never known, and this is the only reason I think it's a scam, I've never known of a hotel that charged you for the COVID test. But that's what this, we're at the Nickelodeon Resort in Cancun, and you had to make an appointment online, and then you had to go down there. So when I was cashing out, or room charges, when we were checking out, I was like, why are there so many room charges? And Gwen goes, COVID tests. I go, right.
How much was it?
$25 a pop.
Dang.
Yeah,
For
that sounds
every
about right.
person who stays there.
$25 a pop. So you go in there, and you're never going to believe this. They were all negative. What are the chances?
Wow.
Now, were we all negative? Yes, probably. But how many positives do you think? Because if they get a positive test, they got to put you up there.
That's why they're charging. So it doesn't come out of their pocket.
Well, these rooms are a hell of a lot more than $25 a night.
But what I'm saying is if they're charging every single guest $25 every time they leave, and 1 out of 100 comes back positive, that'll pay for it.
Yeah, but I also think they're like, look, we just need negative tests so we can get these people out of there, turn these rooms over.
Correct.
So there's a part of my brain where I was like, gee, what a shock. Because in my head, I was like, look, we've been at a resort for a week.
Yeah.
Water park. You're running around. You're getting slimed.
Yeah.
You're hanging out with people. You're going to these shows at night.
Like
you're
if
doing
anyone
these
was
things.
to get COVID.
You're at the buffet. So I was nervous. In my brain, I'm like, listen, there's a chance that, I mean, nobody felt anything, but I was like, there's a chance that I get a positive COVID test and I'm sitting there with my thumb up my ass.
Can't
in
go
Mexico,
anywhere.
whatever. All
I
negative.
imagine it's one of those things where if you get a positive test, they're like, wait, hold on a second. They just grab
let's
another.
try again.
Oh,
Let's
look,
try again.
no, it's negative. Get out of here.
Well,
False
they-
positivo.
The thing is, they test it in front of you, but they don't give you the results in front of you. It's not like it's immediate. Like they're
Well,
like,
no, they said you get
you get a call if you have
you
it.
get an email. You get an
Oh,
email
well,
that gives you
yeah.
the status because then you have to show that at customs. So you have to show them like a QR code or whatever. You've got to, when you're in the airport, you have to show them all of your
See, they were trying to get rid of you then.
documentación.
QR codes were on the way out. No one was using them, and then COVID hits, and man, they
Couldn't
came back
be more
in
popular.
big ways.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Now they're menus and, all the touchless society. I like that.
I don't know how it was at the Nickelodeon resort. I mean, you
A
guys.
lot of kids.
Still coughing.
Oh, yeah. How do you like that?
Well, I'm just saying, as far as
1 week of 2 prescriptions that have had zero effect as far as I can tell. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying when you have to show your negative test at the airport. Yes, we had to do that too, but we could not leave our resort. We could not check out until we had a negative COVID test.
Well, we couldn't either.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Yeah.
said that's the only time you had to show it.
No.
Was at the
You
airport.
you had to make your appointment 24 hours prior
okay.
to your
Same
departure.
thing.
Yeah. And so you wait in this line, and we were up against it. It was getting tight because we were set to meet SpongeBob.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh, man.
I didn't want to disappoint the kid.
yeah.
So I'm like, Gwen and I are looking at her, what time is it? We have to get a shuttle over there. SpongeBob's going to show up pretty soon.
We had 15 people, and we were like, one of us has got to have it. There's no way. All the partying and drinking and like out in the streets, skinny dipping.
That's what I thought.
I was like, there's no way no one has it. No one had it. And I'm like,
Right?
I wasn't hating because I was like, it would be me. I was like, anyone
I know
else
you
get
weren't
it.
hating, but was it safe to say that you were participating?
I definitely was participating, but
Yeah,
I'm like,
okay.
somebody else get it, not me, because I'm the one that has the least chance of surviving by myself. So don't
The least chance of surviving by myself.
don't leave me here in Mexico all alone.
Yeah. He's only a couple 100 miles away from Guatemala. He could get scooped right up off of Isla Mujeres there. Hey, I got $1,000 to give to you. It's a chance for you to go fund yourself. You have 5 of these on this show. 230, 330, 435. 4 of them, by my math. So listen closely and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword BANK at WMMS.com. That's BANK. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
True to form for any, not any, but true to form, probably Mary might know this with her future stepdaughter.
Ready.
We're at this Nickelodeon resort, right? There's things in every direction. It is information overload. And they do it right at this place. They really, I was worried that it was going to be more Disney-ish. We're like characters walking around, and it's
Yeah.
nonstop Disney music and all that
Yeah.
crap. The Nickelodeon place wasn't like that. You know, so it's specifically designed where like the kids are going to have fun, but the parents aren't going insane either, right? The balance they struck was bang on. But there was a stray cat outside this lobby, and it was all my daughter was interested in for like the first. Whatever we did, she wanted. Somebody
Where's
asked
the
her,
cat?
"What's
Yeah.
been your favorite?" Yeah, my father-in-law asked her, "What's been your favorite part so far?" She's like, "The cat, the cat."
A stray cat, not even like a part of a show.
El Blanco Gato is walking around, and yep, she wanted to make sure that cat was out there and was getting fed and was not dying or anything. We saw a fox poop right in front of us.
Perfect.
Ooh, that's
That was
exciting.
great too.
I also
Yep.
saw a fox not pooping, but there's on Easter when visited my parents, and they have a family of foxes living under their shed, and there's a bunch of little babies, very cute.
You got to scoot them out of there. You got to broom them out.
Yeah, it's their problem if they
them.
want them.
It's your parents' shed.
Yeah, but I'm not doing it. They can do
No,
it
not
if they
you,
want.
the
Yeah.
royal you. Yeah, they got to get in there. They got to get a digger or a bobcat or something. They got to flood that thing, right?
Why?
Huh?
Why?
You got to kill all them foxes.
Why do you want to kill the foxes?
Because it's a funny thought that your parents
Hilarious.
would flood the underside of a shed because there's a family of foxes.
Yeah.
Are they fleet foxes or are they just
like-
regular foxes?
I think
Arctic,
they're
actually.
regular-
Arctic foxes.
Regular
Wow.
foxes, not dead, not
Huh.
getting murdered by my parents.
Okay, well, you know, you might be doing them a favor. Do you think that a family, think about that dad fox feels.
Father Fox.
That he can't provide more than under a shed for
That's
his
actually
I
family.
think
probably
under sheds,
prime-
like, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Under
Yeah.
a shed?
That's like super secure. Who's
How?
gonna get you under a shed? What predator?
There are four. It could get you from any side.
What are you talking
No,
about?
they couldn't.
Under
no,
a shed?
they dug a hole under the shed. The shed is flush to the ground.
They
just,
dug a tunnel.
Yeah.
They are safe under their shed.
I see.
yeah.
Well, even
like a
easier.
little den under
but
the
then
shed.
even easier to fully irrigate that thing.
Yes.
Flush them out.
which they don't plan on doing.
No?
They'll let them.
They don't want to
'Cause-
see. They don't want to see a straight line of fox bodies floating out, all four legs sticking straight up in the air. And
If they became some sort of problem,
What happened
maybe.
to you in
But yeah, why do you
Mexico?
want to?
Nothing, I'm just saying, I mean, you made
he
it
saw
s-
one fox poop and he's like, kill them all.
made it sound like it was a nuisance.
No, I said they're cute.
Well,
then-
things can be. Listen, things can be both a nuisance and cute.
Look at Cody.
Exhibit A. Exhibit AC. Things can be very cute and yet still be a nuisance.
We had you're talking about your daughter liking the cat the most. We went to it's called the Maple Festival in Chardon. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. I had never heard of it. I am very unfamiliar with East Side activities, but I guess every year they do.
Is this a tribute to Canada or what
It's
is
a tribute
it?
to maple syrup.
Maple syrup. All things maple, that's 99% syrup centric.
100%, because I guess they have a lot of maple trees out there, so they tap them and then the sap comes out in the spring, so everyone's got all this syrup. So they do they have these things called maple stirs, which I have never had. I had my first one over the weekend and it was incredible. It's like super hot, like 230-degree maple syrup that you just stir and stir and stir and stir and stir until it eventually becomes like a hardened candy almost.
Yeah.
It's delicious. But
So it's got to boil first and then
yes,
it cools and
as
hardens.
you stir it,
Yeah.
and then you can kind of eat it at whatever consistency you enjoy it, you know? So it was very cool. It was a cool little festival.
So was that the time that you learned at what consistency you like maple?
Correct.
All right, good.
Which is a little runny, but kind of hard.
235.
Yeah.
Just take it. It doesn't
Listen,
matter.
no, it's okay.
But, so it's a regular carnival. They've got a parade and the rides and the corn dogs and all this stuff. So
Is it all maple centric or that's just
there's people who set up who have like maple farms.
it's like a farmer's market for maple purveyors?
Well, there's that part of it, but then it's also like a fair. There's rides and concessions and all that kind of stuff. They got rides, seriously.
You have to. You're only going to get so far with maple syrup.
So we buy
It's like the duct tape festival out in Avon.
Right. We buy the ride tickets and we're doing all this stuff with the, soon to be stepdaughter and we're playing the games and winning the prizes and doing all this stuff. And then sure enough, we get in the car and we're like, what was your favorite part of the festival? And she goes, I liked looking at the princesses in the car.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm glad we spent $100.
Listen,
on
but you know
all
that
the
going
other
in.
things.
You know that going in.
Right.
You're like, you never know. And that's kind of the best part of it, too, is you never know what they're going to say to you. They're going to come back with.
It's the free thing we did in the first 10 minutes
Yes.
where we watched the girls waving the beauty pageant queens. She was like, I loved them. And I'm like, well, then why did we ride the rides?
But that was value added, right?
Yeah,
that was an
yeah.
experience they had there that you couldn't predict, but they still had it there.
Yeah.
You're like, what was the best part?
The princesses.
Was it meeting Squidward? It was probably the cat. It was
Stray
going out
cat.
to make sure that the cat was fine. Right. That and the something. I don't know.
But now you know the next time it's time for a vacation, you don't have to bring her. You just have to put her near a cat, and then you and Gwen can go somewhere.
Yeah.
Just drop
Like
off at my
she's-
house. Should take care of my cat.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sold.
Yeah, there was this place did have swim-up bars. All the rooms had their own pool, so that was nice. You would just go out your patio, and there's a pool there that was connected to the...
How big?
What do you mean, how big? It was like the width of the room, and it was like 3 feet deep, and it was overlooking the ocean. It was great.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So there's that. I mean, it's like there's the overhang there, so it doesn't get real hot. It's like shaded, but, but you're basically looking out at the Caribbean Sea. And but they had these swim-up bars too, which were fantastic.
Love me a swim-up bar.
Oh, so good. I'm chatting up this dude from D.C. He's there with his family. He's some government IT guy, and we're just shooting the shrimp. And although
wait, while you two
do
were...
get that false sense of security when you're underwater, thinking that you're not burning all day long, and then you get out and you're purple, and that's what happened to me.
While you and that guy were hanging out, you were AC/DC?
Sure.
Just let it go.
What?
Just let it go.
What?
It's my
what is
first pun of the week.
What was the Oh, because he's from DC.
Yeah.
Right.
Get
AC.
it?
I don't. But
Did
again,
you miss me?
Huh?
I said, did you miss me?
No, of course not. As soon as,
not.
the moment you walk in, I can hear you and Cody screaming as soon as both of you get here.
Oh my God.
Oh my! The door is closed and it's a soundproof room, and I can hear you guys.
Because-
and then you walk in and you go, "You're a mess."
Well, because your hair's all over the place, and you and Alan
What's the matter with
usually
your hair?
It's just messy.
It's askew.
Yeah,
It's just
different
messy.
hair.
I
It's
said
like, it's like when I come in with bangs. What's the matter with that?
I didn't
Everybody calls me emo AC, and
I didn't say you were a mess. I said you look like a mess.
oh boy, shades of difference there.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
But no, I wasn't screaming. Cody, he asked me how my week off was, and I called myself a stay-at-home mayor while we were off because I was doing house projects the whole time. And so I was explaining to him all the things I was doing around the house, and then he kept trying to tell me I was gentrified. And I was like, I don't think you know what you're saying. So as Cody and I were disagreeing, it got louder and louder. So it's not just that we were screaming. I was trying to explain what gentrification was to Cody, and he was trying to explain to me how I was wrong. And then it just got loud.
I'm just saying I could hear it through a soundproof door.
Yeah, that's all he was saying.
That's what I'm saying.
He could hear it,
But we weren't
which
screaming.
is true.
We weren't screaming. We were having a discussion.
And because there's no one here, by the way, the sound carries much farther too.
Doesn't. I've never heard your voice once through that door.
Well, I don't talk all that often.
It's been known, obviously, by the week that we had off. We all lost the bet because 420 was like my deadline.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
So-
for what?
For the new
Closest
studio.
without. Yeah,
Oh,
without
the
going
studios.
over.
Was yours the last guess?
420.
Yeah, mine was 420.
Oh, okay.
We're all
yeah. Yeah, we're all out. I think we knew that. I think
Yeah.
we've known for a while that none of us were going to nail
But it's
the
official.
move-in date. Although the latest update I got this morning was that, hey, I think they're moving the printers downtown today.
Nice.
Like, that's a thing? They
Hey.
still have to physically move printers?
Yeah, why can't we get some
And
new
all these
ones?
other things like microphones and stuff like that, but they're like, we got to take the printers.
Well,
Like,
that's an
and
easy
all new-
plug and
right,
play. This
yeah.
stuff isn't easy.
I know.
but- Alan, I saw Mary in full hot stepmom mode at the Maple Festival. 10 out of 10.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. What did you have, like Daisy Dukes and heels on, or what?
Not heels. I had on shorts and a low. I mean, my boobs were kind of out.
Clogs
not
or
super low. No,
Stepmom is a hussy.
I had on my brand new
Wedges?
sandals that I got. They're so cute.
You
and
had
they're
what?
sparkly. I did have open-toed shoes on, if that's what they're referring to. But yeah,
A little viral marketing for foot pics.
santortoes@gmail.com.
Yeah, because somebody texted me, they go, does Mary have a manager handling her foot emails?
No.
Do you imagine if you had a foot manager before
Not a
you had a
comedy-
comedy manager? She didn't have a manager for her gigs.
Actually, you know what?
God, I need somebody. I need an assistant for all these goddamn foot pic requests.
I'm not going to specify which one, but there's a lot more volume in one of the two, foot pics or comedy. I'll let you guess which inbox has been flooded in the last 2 weeks.
Would it be the foot pics?
It would, Alan.
All right. She's hilarious too, guys. Colleges, whatever, wherever you want to play. She got feet. She'll do her full 45 minutes in open-toed wedges. Mary Jane's.
Sure.
She's up there. Okay, I got a break. If you want to text for something, 35192. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, you can always leave a message with that talkback button, and we will return.
The Alan Cox